Hello, I am going to talk to you about obsessive compulsive disorder as this part of the psychopathology area of the psychology A level. So if we first start to have a look at the characteristics of obsessive compulsive disorder, we follow a 4-point cycle. Point number 1, person engages in obsessive thoughts. Point number 2, this causes high levels of anxiety. Point number 3, the person then engages in a compulsion or compulsive behaviour. Number 4 is your brief relief spell, a short burst of relief, and then back round to number 1. So, why does OCD happen? There are 2 biological explanations. This is a simplistic way of looking at it. We also know that people have experienced traumas before, and in a case study where 50% of cases found that people had suffered an activating event. So there is a behavioural side to the causes of OCD as well. So looking at the biology about OCD, there are candidate genes. Okay, so there are genetic traces of OCD. Specifically, the COMT gene and the SERT gene. The SERT gene is also referred to as the catchy title 5HT1-beta. So those are 2 genes that are linked to OCD. However, in terms of evaluating this, we actually know that OCD is polygenic, which means there are more than these 2 genes. In fact, studies have shown that there are 230 genes involved with OCD. The other thing to take into account is no 2 lots of OCD are the same. So we say it's etiologically heterogeneous. Okay, now what that means is the etiology refers to cause, hetero refers to different. Okay, so there are different causes for OCD, which may account for why some people have OCD relating to hoarding. Some people may have different OCD related to cleanliness. So research has shown 230 candidate genes are responsible for OCD. In terms of evaluating this further, there is evidence for this. Nestet et al. Did a twin study, studying twins with OCD, and what was found in Neistat's study is that if you have got monozygotic twins, then you are more likely for both to have OCD than dizygotic twins. So to simplify, identical twins are more likely for them both to have OCD than twins who are non-identical, which shows that there is a genetic relationship. In all of these, there are facts and figures. I do encourage you to go away and have a look at the research. If we have a look at the neural aspects and how the brain may affect OCD, as well as the genetic side of it, we have got a loop which is monitored by something in the brain known as the caudate nucleus. Now, the orbital frontal cortex, okay, talks to the thalamus in the brain. This is your worry signals. The worry signals from the OFC are sent to the thalamus. If the caudate nucleus is damaged in some way, the caudate nucleus can't monitor these, and therefore slight anxieties and slight worries may trigger this response. It's thought that people with OCD may have a damaged caudate nucleus. Okay, so in terms of treatment Further research has suggested that somebody with OCD may have low serotonin. Now, serotonin is your mood hormone. Now, in terms of this, that is also related to depression. So, because of this, there is comorbidity. Okay, there's a percentage of people who will have OCD and have depression as well. So, if we think about the nerves in the body, neurotransmitters from the brain are sent across the nerve systems in order to transmit electrical signals. Okay, this gap in between nerves we know as the synapse. Here you've got your pre-synaptic membrane at the bottom, and on the other side you have got your post-synaptic receptors. Okay, now neurotransmitters are stored in vesicles and transmitted across the synapse when an enzyme breaks these vesicles down. So we've got these vesicles that are carrying the serotonin as the neurotransmitter here. So what happens is the serotonin is released and the postsynaptic receptors take up the serotonin. Okay, now in terms with OCD, what happens is sometimes this serotonin gets reabsorbed. Okay, so it's not taken up by the receptors and the serotonin is reabsorbed back in here. So medication known as an SSRI is taken to prevent the reuptake of the serotonin back into the presynaptic membrane. So this is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Okay, now usually people will take this alongside other treatments such as cognitive behaviour therapy, and the whole idea is to reduce the symptoms of OCD. If these don't work, then there are also tricyclics, but however they have other side effects as well. Okay, in terms of the research, these are superior to placebos in double-blind test trials, so it's shown that they are effective. Also, the other thing with taking tablets is it's cost effective, it's cheaper than therapy, it's quicker than therapy, and in terms of the economy, it keeps the workforce in action by keeping people in work. In terms of side effects, you're looking at blurred vision, indigestion, loss of sex drive. In terms of the tricyclics such as clomipramine, that has even worse effects. Okay, so that is OCD in a nutshell. Thanks for watching.